This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
99X. It's Barnes and Leslie. We are your Morning X. Let's get some Sleaze. Brought to you by McDonald's. Archways to Opportunity helps employees achieve their dreams. To learn more, visit McDonald's.com.
Not sure you've been following this, but actress Jaime King, her ex-husband Kyle Newman, has been given sole physical custody of their sons after she was ordered to 6-month rehab.
I don't know who that is. Who's Jaime King?
She was in Heart of Dixie. Believe it or not, like if you looked her up, you would know exactly who she is. She's been in a bunch of movies, but also very close friends at one time with Taylor Swift. Taylor's the godmother to one of her sons.
I don't think I've ever heard of that woman, but okay.
Well, she was supposed to go in for weekly testing for the rehab program, aftercare, and a 12-step program, as well as a 26-week parenting program. But apparently she wasn't doing that, and amid their divorce, she claimed that her husband was aggressive and emotionally manipulative. He said nope in his own filing. She was a chronic drug addict and alcoholic who refuses to acknowledge that she has a problem. It's very sad, and of course, the relationship, I believe, now is strained with Taylor Swift. Hilaria Baldwin is now addressing backlash over her accent controversy.
Again?
The whole world was mean to me. She says you take a deep breath and then you learn to distance yourself from it. She said growing up in a way where you have a multiple cultural influence on you means that you're never going to be able to fit in. So now she's playing the victim.
Yeah.
You can chameleon. You know, people who code switch. We're very good at chameleoning. So she's talking about code switching or adopting one's accent or mannerisms to fit social norms.
Right, but that's by situation. That's situational, and she does it out of the blue. It's like if my friends who are from Costa Rica, if they're around me, they all of a sudden talk more, without an accent.
Costa Rican.
And then they have that, they throw in their, their Costa Rican stuff when they're talking to their peers.
And I have to say, when you're in France for No,
I don't.
You don't ever change your accent.
No, I don't code switch. No.
Did you know Dave Navarro got married?
Yeah, I did hear that.
In a gothic-inspired wedding in a Scottish castle over the weekend to Vanessa Dubasso. She's an actress. It was really cool. Gothic-inspired ceremony, a castle nestled at the secluded coastal estate with views of the sea. This was kind of romantic to me. They met 8 years ago after he saw a movie trailer featuring her. So guess what he did? He reached out to the film's director, a friend of his, asking if she would be interested in going on a date with him.
How great to be a famous rock star or actor. You can just reach out on DMs.
Yeah.
And start whatever. You think Perry Farrell was there?
Didn't see Perry in the photos.
Yeah, I don't think so. That's his fourth marriage, by the way, Navarro.
Do you remember when he was married to Carmen Electra?
I do.
Yeah, that was like years ago. I'm going to get into the Dexter universe here, Barnes. Dexter Original Sin, which was the prequel, now has a second season at Paramount Plus. I thought it was going to be one and done, but this is like from going back to 1991, a young Dexter. And Harry Morgan his dad was played by Christian Slater. Anyway, it was so huge at Paramount Plus that now they're going to do a second season. But then this summer, I know this is confusing, Dexter Resurrection, where Michael C. Hall comes back as Dexter.
What in the hell?
He never died, where we thought he died. His son shot him. No.
It's sounding a little soap opera-ish now. He never died. Now does he have a twin?
I will say that Original Sin is really good.
Well, why did they end that show in the first place? If it's so popular, why did it go away?
I don't know. Some of these shows run their course, but then when they get back on streaming services, and all of a sudden it's like number one everywhere. It's like, okay, let's bring it back. Let's do a prequel. Let's do a sequel. And that's what happens in Hollywood.
Man, that is so strange.
I don't know if you heard this, but 1923 season 2 is going to be ending this weekend. Just 7 episodes. A lot of fans super disappointed. Yeah, getting a lot of backlash. They said it's a short run. Like, why? I'm kind of thinking, well, maybe Helen Mirren and, I don't know, maybe they just didn't have enough time, Harrison Ford. But anyway, it's a supersized 2-hour finale this weekend.
Did you see that image? I think it was on page 6 of Harrison Ford waiting on the subway in New York.
Not only the image, there's a video. He gets on the subway.
So weird.
And he sits down and he's like talking to people. It's like a really long video.
Where do you see an A-lister getting on the subway in New York?
I was shocked.
Yeah, talk about standing out like a sore thumb.
I'm thinking this show might be for you on Netflix. It's called The Four Seasons.
What's it about?
May 1st, Tina Fey, created by her. They said it's an adaptation of a movie from 1981, directed by Alan Alda, who's also, starring in it. But it's a show about 3 couples, Tina Fey and Will Forte, Steve Carell and Carrie Kenny Silver, and Coleman Domingo and Marco Calvani. They vacation together and then are thrown when one of the couples announces they're divorcing. Does that kind of sound familiar?
What does that sound like?
I know. Well, the couples thing, and then somebody announces they're getting divorced, and I'm like, okay, this is hearkening back to something.
What happens then? They just announce they're getting divorced and then...
Well, that's the teaser. That's all I have. That's the teaser. It's all they say.
It sounds like that one with Vince Vaughn, where all the couples went on vacation together. What was that called?
Oh, what was that movie? Yes.
I don't remember, but they were like in some fancy over-the-water huts.
Oh.
That's what comes to mind. But okay, May 1st, I'm up.
There's a new movie out right now with Bill Murray and Naomi Watts. It's in limited release. Of course, I'm going to watch it because it's about a dog. Iris, a middle-aged writer, is overwhelmed by her grief after her best friend and mentor, Walter, commits suicide. So she's trying to move forward and make sense of what's happened. Then all of a sudden, guess what? We want you to take care of the dog. That's what the movie's about. But I'll tell you what, I guess the dog is a star because Bill Murray was on with Howard Stern and he was talking about what a great actor the dog is.
But the dog ends up being an incredible performer in the movie. That the dog responds to what's happening in the scene. You look, because the dog's in the picture, the human says something or does something, and you see the dog react to it. I was stunned by how effective this dog's acting was. The dog was actually receiving the emotion, feeling the emotion, and reacting to it in the scenes.
When I was watching, I said, I think the dog, they're using AI. I couldn't believe that the dog was reacting.
That's the dog. They didn't make the dog smile with AI. That's the dog reacting.
It's insane.
Closing.
The dog.
It's amazing. Yeah.
The dog's a great actor.
Yeah.
There you have it. No AI. The dog's just a great actor.
Pretty cool.
That's your celebrity sleaze.
It's part sports.
We have football on the brain.
Part pop culture.
Dennis Leary. True or false? You refuse to wear a glove with Mickey Mantle's signature on it for the movie The Sandlot.
The Red Sox blood, the Bruins blood, they run deep.
And in the best celebrity interviews.
Robert De Niro here on The Rich Eisen Show. How are you, sir?
Just got over a 24-hour virus.
The antidote is to appear on The Rich Eisen Show.
There you go. I would have just done it earlier.
And you've got the Rich Eisen Show podcast.
There is a medicinal quality to appearing on this program.
Follow and listen on your favorite platform.